Hello, my name is Claudia Ray. I'm doing speech 1315, number 5. This is my audience. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm doing my speech over adoption versus teen parenting. Have you ever noticed how many teenage girls are pregnant before they ever graduate high school? The United States has the highest teen pregnancy rate in the industrialized world, which is twice as high as in England or Canada and 8 times as high as in the Netherlands or Japan. Many teen moms believe that once they are pregnant, the baby is completely theirs to raise, regardless of financial stability or other factors. But they do not think about the alternative, adoption. In today's society, teen pregnancy is everywhere you look. When a teenager is having sex, the consequences do not register until after the damage has been done. According to stayteen.org, the following are all effects of becoming teen parents, which can last a lifetime. 3 out of 10 teenage girls in the United States get pregnant at least once before age 20. That amounts to 745,000 teen pregnancies each year. Shocking, right? 2/3 of all teen pregnancies occur among 18 to 19-year-olds, but that doesn't mean that you are immune to it if you're under 18. Almost 50% of the teens have never considered how a pregnancy would affect their lives. Parenthood is the leading reason why teen girls drop out of school. Less than half of teen mothers ever graduate from high school, and fewer than 2% earn a college degree by age 30. Children of teen mothers do worse in school than those born to older parents. They are 50% more likely to repeat a grade, are less likely to complete high school than the children of older mothers, and have lower performance on standardized tests. Pregnant teens are far less likely to receive timely and consistent prenatal care than those who get pregnant at a later age. The children of teen mothers are more likely to be born prematurely and at low birth weight, and are 2 times more likely to suffer abuse and neglect compared to children of older mothers. Teen mothers are also more likely to smoke during pregnancy, and often teen mothers are not at adequate pre-pregnancy weight and or do not gain the appropriate amount of weight while pregnant. 2/3 of families begun by a young unmarried mother are poor. More than half of all teen mothers on welfare had their first child as a teenager. Teen mothers are likely to have a second birth relatively soon. About 1/4 of teenage mothers have a second child within 24 months of their first birth, which can further impede their ability to finish school or keep a job and to escape poverty. 8 out of 10 fathers don't marry the mother of their child. These absent fathers pay less than $800 annually for child support, often because they are poor themselves. Children who live apart from their fathers are also 5 times more likely to be poor than children with both parents at home. The daughters of young teen mothers are 3 times more likely to become teen mothers themselves, and the sons of teen mothers are twice as likely to end up in prison. If all teenagers would consider the facts, how many would actually still consider having sex at a young age? Unfortunately, many still do, and all of the facts come to reality, except for a small percentage. This proportion is those individuals who realize that they are not capable of taking care of another human being and put the child up for an adoption. Adoption is not without its pros and cons, but here are a few things to consider. These are the adoption pros. Adoption is an option for teenagers who feel unready or unable to raise a child at this time, but can't get an abortion or don't want to have one for any reason. Some birth parents who choose adoption do so because, in their opinion, adoption provides their child with a loving, stable home and parents who have the financial resources to support a child. Nowadays, there is more flexibility about open versus closed adoptions. This means that the birth parents and adoptive parents can choose whether or not to share identifying information such as names, addresses, and phone numbers, and whether or not there will be visits, cards, or photos exchanged, or any other contact. Typically, birth parents do request some combination of updates, pictures, and meetings through adoption. It may be possible to communicate and keep a relationship with your child even if they don't have the ability or desire to raise them on your own. There is also the possibility of kinship adoption. That's where a family member, like a parent or grandparent, actually adopts and raises the child. That way, the child remains in the extended family, so there's an increased chance that you can have a lot of contact and a relationship with your child in the future. These are the possible cons. Adoption means being pregnant for 9 months and then giving your child to someone else to raise. It takes a lot of courage to make this decision. Many girls decide against adoption because they feel that they'll become too attached to their baby during pregnancy to go through with an adoption. In the case of closed adoption, which is not as common anymore, some adopted children have a strong wish to meet their birth parents, and vice versa. Some find each other after long searches and develop meaningful relationships. Others find the person and, for a variety of reasons, never establish a relationship. Still others never find their parent or child. For some parents or children, that can be upsetting or challenging to even imagine or deal with. Adoption is not considered enough in the United States. As of the 2000 census, there were 1.5 million children under age 18 in America who joined their family through adoption, which is only 2% of all the children in the United States. One of the pros and cons that was mentioned earlier is usually misinterpreted, and that's the case of an open adoption. This type is where the adopted child has the potential of developing a one-on-one relationship with his or her birth family. It's not the adoptive parents that put this in place, it's the birth parents and the child, whenever they both feel ready. Since adoption is not considered enough, there are certain ways that there should be an implication. There should be parent involvement, guidance at school. If the teenagers were to just learn the general facts, like 1 in 3 teens get pregnant by the age of 19. If family communication was better, this little comic says, you can get pregnant if you know. So if you know, then you better use a, Now is that clear? If parents would have more involvement with their children and explain exactly the consequences and show them, and there's many examples to show them. On MTV there's 16 and Pregnant and Teen Mom, which actually shows different ladies going through all the different struggles. With the economy and level of maturity in today's society, teenagers do not stop to think of how having a baby could affect them. Although people want to keep their children and not give them up for adoption, they do not think about the financial aspect, a lifetime commitment to the child, and how to finish school in order to provide for their child. Adoption could be and should be an option that is considered regardless of age, but especially in teenagers. I conclude with one question. As a parent, would you rather be selfish and keep your child when you know you can't provide for them? Or would you rather be selfless and place the child into the home of a loving family where they can give the child everything you ever dreamed of?